I think I forgot to show you guys is that at the end of Act 1, a black butterfly came in on Soda Mark's hand. And then we transitioned here. Now, as you can see, we are regressing. Not only that, but this is also another timeline. How do I know that? Well, if you were to look at the changes that are happening during this act, you will understand. The name of the book that we were supposed to do a presentation on changed, and also Ryan is not our group mate anymore, but Kath is. If you didn't watch the first video because it was long, like... Anyways, I'm gonna do a quick recap of what happened last act. Stay still, don't move. This is gonna hurt you more than it's gonna hurt me. I'm gonna store everything into your hippocampus so you can never forget it. On the count of 3. 1, 2. I think we can start now. Now, the very first 2 chapters are kind of the same, except a few changes here and there that doesn't really matter much. So we will go over these 2 chapters really quickly. Try to keep up. We get a text from Louise. Mark is like, oh yeah, that book. And she's like, no, dumbass, this book. And Mark is like, oh, hell no. A bunch of unfunny jokes from strangers, get our ticket, and Kath actually texts us. On the train, we open up Facebook, and this is where we're gonna slow down the pace a bit. Because I want to talk about something that's gonna be relevant later on in the story. Politics. No, not this. So, the vice president came out one day to address the ruling and to express her sympathies towards the victims. That went on for a prolonging 6 hours. After she was done with the yapping session, people now were allowed to ask questions. The first question that came in was, how is the funding being utilized for the rehabilitation process? Then she said, who knows? And then she went on to repeat her speech for another 6 hours. Not only that, but there's another article that shows her being asked a question about the funding again. We need healthcare in affected areas and such. And then she just says the same as last time, and then she got tired and walked out. That might be just a funny gag making fun of politics, but during Act 3, this becomes highly important. So, look at the response of the people. They are highly positive for something that as ridiculous as this. But if you were to look closely, there are some people that are kinda skeptical of this, voicing their concern but still being overwhelmed by the people that support these politicians. Anyways, we get a text from Kath telling us to hurry up. So we go ahead to meet up with Ryan and oh, yeah, they don't know each other in this timeline. Wait a second, if Ryan isn't with us this time. Oh no. Yep. This is bad. After this horrible presentation, Louise tells us to jump off a 5-story building and she will be the one to make the slides from now on. Who's this? I don't remember. Anyways, let's go get me introduced to the rest of the cast. Kath is here, Ryder's here, who cares? But there's something that Ryder brings up. He is not making a movie. He can't bend out the story for some reason. Okay, I kinda see a pattern here. First, Louise is an ice queen. Second, we messed up our presentation. Third, Ryder isn't making the movie and he can't pin down the story. Yeah, this timeline is about to be way worse than the last one. It's a late night. Mark sent a text to the presentation group chat to tell them that he finished the slides. He also apologizes and same goes with Kath. Kath then texts us to tell us to come with her to Louise's chess match, just like last time. This is a new part, since last time we went alone. Mark and Kath are contemplating on what to write on their signs that they brought with them. And then we get the hardest minigame in the entire game. There are literal guides to how to beat this minigame. It's actually insane. I just couldn't do it. And yes, I'm not joking. Like, the game doesn't tell you how to play this minigame at all. Just tells you, hey, follow the music. So stupid. Man, I'm out of here. When we get to the match, everyone is so enthusiastic as we can see here. Mark and Kath starts contemplating on what to write, and after Louise wins the match, we go ahead to talk to her. Mark then starts remembering something from his last timeline. Actually, I won't say remember, it just happened to occur to him. Polly, Louise's rival, disappeared last time, which made Louise confused. Because that never happened in this timeline. They sit down together and starts to discuss it. Louise tells Mark that she is going to research whatever is going on here. And then Mark is like, can we be friends? Yeah! Dude! Thanks, Louise. It's another late night. We are here in the convenience store to meet up with Idol, and obviously Kath if you watched the previous act. This part here doesn't differ much from last time. Mike sees the name of the students, comment on them, then it rains, and... yeah, I am not putting my stakes on Kath making it out alive in this act. Chapter 2, exactly the same, except Rydell is here. You will notice that I'm ignoring Rydell a lot, even though he's kinda involved in this act a bit. Because Doodle Bob literally has more personality than this guy. I'm gonna talk about this later though. Kath still can't pull even though we're on another timeline, so she pushes Mark to do it for her, of course.
Hi there. Sorry about that commotion. That was my best friend, who's too amiable. We don't mean to pressure you or anything, just want to say welcome, that's all.
Wait,
Yes?
did someone tell you?
Tell me what? No? No one told us anything.
Okay.
Okay. We just hope you and your friend feel comfortable here, that's all.
My friend.
Yeah, you're transferring from the same area, right? What was her name? Nicole?
Get out of my face.
What?
Get out of my face or I'll make you!
Okay, I'm going. Nice talk.
But how?
It's game over.
Oh, so how'd you know that?
Know what?
She's friends with the other transferee?
That's a good question. I think that's strange.
Okay, we gotta pause here. At first, we concluded that this might be a second timeline. The theory is not right. Kate was never mentioned during the first act except once. Nicole never mentioned her as well, so how does Mark know this? Well, he knows this because this might be the 3rd, 6th, 10th timeline he had experienced. And with each one, he's remembering something different. And maybe in one of them, Nicole told him that Kate and her were friends before. Anyways, you know how this one goes. I wonder what it is. I wonder. I really... Oh! He actually made it. Hey, we good. What? It's over.
What was that?
Hey, Mom.
Shut up.
Oh, the bitch.
Stop complaining, we already did this like 1,000 times.
Oh, nigga, don't hate me because I'm beautiful, nigga. Maybe you got rid of that old yee ass haircut you got, you get some bitches on your dick.
We go to the principal's office reception, or as they say, Britain. What?
A formal occasion where esteemed guests are cordially received and graciously welcomed into the establishment.
We try to make Nicole talk, to no avail. Then Mark gives up like I did with the mere thought of getting a girlfriend.
Marvelous! By my troth, 'tis a wonder most strange that a fledgling such as I, uncalloused by time, should grasp more lore than one who wears the dusty laurels of yesteryear's wisdom.
Ho! Behold the zeal of youthful ambition. The maiden speaks as though she were to ascend to headmaster by fortnight's end. She doth quote the handbook as though 'twere scripture, readeth it, methinks, as familiarly as the lines upon the back of her fair hand.
And forsooth, good sir, that is indeed what the back of one's hand is duly for. The knowing of law, the memorizing of writ. The front, however, well, that's reserved for other duties, should thy manner require.
A jest, no doubt, but might I impart, if thy ears are open and thy pride set aside, 'tis the custom of civil folk to take their business to the side of the thoroughfare, to permit passage for others of haste and courtesy. Alas, not all are born with such considerate stock.
But hath thy noble self ne'er read the decrees of the open road? For even chariots must obey the limits of speed. Perhaps, my dear sir, a leaf from the scroll, entitled The Gentle Person's Code of Carriage Conduct. Thy salvation.
After this cringe-infested scene, the principal comes in. Insert a misogynistic joke here. They sit down, try to talk it out, but to no avail. Then the Mark reacts, tells them he is going to make up for what he's done, and then we transition into Nicole's home. We finally get Nicole's house. We sit down with Nicole, paint, she does the whole and then we get bored of her sorry ass. We go into the piano room, and this time we don't actually play Greg's wedding day. We play Nicole's piece. Time is tearing us apart. Nicole then, of course, crashes out because how the hell does he know this piece? Her parents then comes in and they invite us to stay for dinner. This starts to tell us about Nicole and her piece, stuff we already knew from the last act. As you can see, stuff are moving much quicker considering Nicole and Mark, but it will move much more quicker with the next scene we're about to witness. During the convenience store hangout with Rydell and Kath, we promised Rydell that we were going to help him out with this movie. Today we found a location, and we are recording a scene with Kath, being the other actor that is helping us. And obviously, we don't take it seriously at the beginning.
Oh, good heavens, Catherine. Is that you, pray tell?
Marcus, how absolutely lovely to see you! Our chance encounter must have been blessed by gods!
Indubitably. What a monumentous occasion.
Truly, we must celebrate with the dance of the ducks!
Why, Catherine, you surely have the sickest of moves.
My deepest gratitude, Marcus. I have spent many a day practicing.
I admire your dedication.
Hon.
Oh, we're French now.
Come on, keep up.
I am begging you both to take this a little more seriously.
Sorry, director.
I think we're quite professional, actually.
Sure, just try not to exaggerate any actions or anything. You have to be pretty subtle for the camera.
So much for just do your thing.
We're not exactly professional actors.
Speak for yourself. I was born for this role.
We'll do our best, Rydell. Just don't blame us if it isn't Academy Awards material.
Thank you, and please lose the accents. I'm losing my mind.
Everyone's a critic.
Come on, places. Ready for take 2?
Born ready.
3, 2, 1, action.
Kathy? Is that you?
Mark, how long has it been? 2 years now?
2 years and 3 months.
Wow, I didn't expect you to count.
Yeah, well, I thought I'd never see you again.
Good. Could you show a little more emotions? I want to see how the light catches on your expressions.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to leave you.
But you did. You were gone.
But I'm here now, aren't I?
Are you really?
Whoa, that's a good twist. Kathy, play along.
What do you mean? You can't see me, can you? You can hear me.
I can, but you can't be here.
Mark? I'll always be here for you. You know that, right?
Stop lying. You can't be real. You aren't. I just want you here. I just want you here.
And cut. Whoa, Mark, I might actually just cast you after that performance.
Oh boy, I had to keep up. You almost got me crying, man.
Mark, are you okay?
I have something to tell you guys. It's about Mom.
Mark here tells Rydell and Kath about the disappearance of his mom. If you don't remember, this happens at the last chapter of Act 1. Considering that we already played it, it makes sense why it will happen earlier, but in terms of the story, this is a different timeline, so stuff will be arranged differently. But this is actually very interesting. Maria and presumably Jake are still missing. What makes these two so different that the only thing that didn't change is them disappearing? Also, the camera focuses here on Kath. I think what is this trying to tell us is that she is remembering something, specifically when Mark cried on her shoulder and told her about Maria's disappearing. Stuff are overlapping really badly in this act. Anyways, this is where Act 2 truly begins.
Following the success of the game until then, we at Polychroma Games decided to finally give something back to the fans. Do your parents hate you? Do you hate yourself in your entire existence? Maybe you try to run away from it all by distracting yourself with your best friends. If that's you, we got the perfect thing for you. It's the Kathy plushie. The perfect companion for your mentally ill self. You can play with her, sleep with her, and even throw her into a moving truck. She is always there for you.
The fuck you say to me, you little shit?
What the fuck is this thing?
Oh, for it is only I who can engage with society. My parents parents are really strict and angry. And I'm not good. Not good enough.
It's a skill issue if I ever heard of one. So what are you waiting for? Get your Kathy plushie now for only $29.99. Warning, Kathy plushie is a meal and she's not your friend. This is based on a fictional character. Please go seek professional help if you believe otherwise, or get some real friends. Polychroma isn't responsible for any suicidal attempts caused by the Kathy plushie.
We are somewhere. From the looks of it, it appears to be some sort of a cafe on a hill. We are here to meet Rydell, though. Can you guess why? Regardless, we move on ahead and accidentally run into Louise. We apologize again about everything that happened in the last 2 chapters and tell Louise we are trying to be her friend. Then Rydell shows up. He obviously gets the wrong idea about what's going on. Rydell, can you please get some substance? Anyways, this next conversation with Louise is very important. Here we tell her about what has been happening for a while. The truck, the deja vu, everything. Louise then gets up and we tag along to some sort of an experiment, precisely the double slit experiment. This relates heavily to the particle wave duality. We talked about in the last act that everything has a wave-like properties. Electrons is obviously in the same boat here. So if you were to make an aperture roughly the size of the wavelengths of the electron will diffract, resulting in this shape. But this is not what we are seeing here. For a thing that is supposed to be always consistent, this is really bad. Why and what is exactly causing this? Well, what's even weirder is that this is the only place that this is happening in. Rydell then comes around and lays some important lore onto us.
Hey, wait, Rydell. What do you know about this place?
What do you mean?
It's known for looking good on camera, I know that much. But what else do you know about it?
Well, the Modest Cafe. I know it's run by a couple. They just wanted a peaceful place near the outskirts of the city.
Like a getaway.
A getaway. That's one word for it. But it became more like a refuge.
A refuge?
Since it's out here, a lot of ruling victims, they tried to take this route into the city for evacuation. The main roads were destroyed. And the couple, they helped as much as they can. Offered food, water, a place to nap, right at this cafe.
So that's how this place became popular. People came to help out.
That's right. It's a lot less busy now, and fancier, since they have started to open the main roads.
That's a good thing, right? The victims are safer?
I don't know if safer is the right word for it. I have a theory going on, but I can't say it now since it will be spoilers. Finally, fair time. Everything here is exactly the same as last time, except we are not on that Zaza anymore. While we are walking though, a guy tells us if we see Ryan to tell him to come to the basketball game since it's his shift time and he is needed there. I wonder what's going on here. We go with the gang to the Ferris wheel and we meet Nicole there. Rydell and Kath give us some assistance and leaves us with her. We sit with Nicole and then Mark starts telling her about his mom and her disappearance. Nicole also tells Mark about Jake and his disappearance. At the end though, Nicole suggests that she can help Mark with his piano, in which he agrees to it. We then go to the whorehouse, same old, except...
Well, excuse my hubris, but I don't think I even need to ask for your count. Mark, hey. Mark? Are you okay?
I just remembered something awful.
What was it? Do you want to talk about it?
No, I'm...
Hey, it's all right. You're okay. You're safe. You're here. You're okay.
We return back home, and Kath is there. This time though, she is with Rydell. This scene is exactly the same as last time. Nothing really changes here. Okay, just get married already. Okay, watch this whiz. She ignored it. It's over my blocker, quick! Okay, time to win again, and she goes to sleep. Look guys, Kath is doing the thing! Anyways, Mark the Giga Shad he is carries Kath home.
You're not pretending, right? Don't worry, Mark and Legs. This won't be for the entire trip. She'll wake up soon. You'll wake up soon.
We're here at the piano club. Sam, Justin, Lisa. Anyways, we said that the piano stopped playing, time is tearing us apart. Someone hears it and it's Kate. Nicole for some reason stops playing. We know that they both come from the same town and has some sort of history, but maybe stuff didn't end well with both of them. We go up on the roof to talk with Nicole. She tells us that her and Kate were once friends. They became distant sometime though. She also tells us that Kate was actually not as withdrawn and as mean as she is now. She was happy and friendly, but her parents weren't getting along very well, and after some time, they left each other. After the earthquake, her and Kate became close again since they were in the same evacuation center. But after a while, Nicole and Kate got reminded of why they stopped being friends and eventually stopped talking again. We then get a montage of Mark practicing the piano, and we, of course, gonna skip that part, because who wants to see this?
Me, said the child with joy. And then little Royd shot him 27 times.
We also get the same scene as last time, but in this one, remember the one, the one where we discovered that Nicole is part of the feds or something. For real though, this part doesn't change much. Nicole is just doubting herself and Mark tries his best to reassure her. It's a late night after our club practice and we are going home until we suddenly run into Kate. And what she says next changes a lot of stuff we knew about Nicole.
Mark,
Kate? What's up?
you've been hanging out with Nicole a lot.
Yes. We're auditioning for the piano club together.
She really is playing again, huh? Weird.
Yeah. She told me why she stopped.
She told you about my brother?
About your what?
Figure she wouldn't tell you about that. And I bet she didn't tell you a lot more.
But why?
That's just Nicole for you. Haven't you figured it out yet?
What do you mean?
She's not who you think she is.
Huh?
Look, I get it. It's fun at first. She's funny and it's nice. You get along, you laugh. She's good company. But there's one thing I learned about Nicole. Even if it doesn't seem like it, she'll always be stuck in the past.
The past?
When my mom and brother disappeared, I was devastated. I was just a kid. They didn't give any explanation. No note, no message. One day they were just gone.
Wait, your brother?
Jake, Nicole's best friend. Yeah, that's what she kept from you.
She wouldn't.
The two were practically glued at the hip. She might have even been more devastated than me. We stopped talking. It hurt too much. But then the ruling hit.
You had to evacuate.
But she told you that. Yes, it hit us hard. We lost our house, the house Jake and I grew up in. Can you imagine having to leave? So yes, we had to evacuate. And by some cruel twist of fate, I ended up at the same center as Nicole.
She said you grew close there.
We did. We bonded over the same losses. Jake, our hometown, the memories we shared there. But she just wouldn't stop talking about him. Jake this, Jake that. Even started talking about heading back to that ruin of a town to look for him or something. I told her I couldn't. I told her I just wanted to move on. But she just couldn't do the same. And I was the villain for that? For wanting to move forward with my life? For not wanting to get hung up on my brother who left me?
Kate.
I told her not to. I told her it wasn't worth it. But she tried anyway, and I went after her. The ruins are closed for a reason, you know? It wasn't safe. It was scary and overwhelming. But she didn't care about any of that. I'm not your enemy, Mark. I'm just warning you. She'll always choose the past over the future, over the present even. And when you're ready to move on, it'll be your fault.
Is that really what she's like? She wouldn't... But that's why we're doing this.
You sure? Didn't she hide this from you? How much more is she willing to hide, to lie about? She isn't constantly changing her mind, going back on her word. All I'm saying is, be careful. You have to want to move forward. And Nicole has made it pretty clear to me that she doesn't want to.
This kinda puts a lot of things into perspective. Nicole, as we know from the last act, likes to cling onto the past and is very obsessed with Jake's disappearance. She went to his house, presumably for the second time if we included Kate, to find something about him, which resulted in the fallout between Mark and her, which is something that also happened to Kate. The difference is Kate didn't try to reach out to her again after this, since Nicole blamed her for not caring about her brother and wanting to move on. Something that also happened with Mark. Kind of. Mark and Nicole last act though did make up. Kate though, well, I don't think that ever happened. We start this chapter at the cafeteria. Mark has been ignoring Nicole for some time now after our conversation with Kate. Anyways though, we are here to meet Louise. While walking though, we run into Kath and Rydell. Rydell is preparing for a meeting with a film studio that is going to back him up if they like his idea. He then gets up and leaves us with Kath. She then asks Mark if he is okay. He tells her that he heard something about Nicole. Something from her past. Which then Kath tells him to talk to her about it. But knowing Mark and his hate for confrontation, this is kinda difficult for him. Louise finally arrives and we tell her about what we saw in the fair, the vision we had while we were in the horror house. Then the girls start talking shit. Louise though is not bothered by it since, as you know, in this timeline she is very cold. We transition to the lab and we see Nicole there too. Louise invited her to discuss what has been going on since she's also feeling the same stuff that we have been dealing with from the start of the act. By the way, remember how Ryan was supposed to show up for his shift? Well, he never showed up because he disappeared that day. Who would have guessed? Louise didn't tell us to give her some time to gather her thoughts and, well, stuff are awkward between Nicole and Mark, since he has been ignoring her for a while. Louise, after a few minutes, starts speaking and explaining what's going on. We know the multiverse theory, how multiple universes coexist together. Well, this is what Louise is about to explain. Last act, we concluded that the disappearances and the entire ruling is caused by a disturbance in the quantum mechanics of our world. In this act, we explain how universes collide, and it's probably the reason of this disturbance. So, multiple universes coexist, till something pushes them really hard, leading to their collision. Pretty simple. This quote-unquote push might not actually be a push. The universes, or realities to be more simple, are expanding, leading to their collision. There is also another possibility. Maybe new realities being born in an unusual high rate, leading the space that the realities are in to be more packed, which also can be a cause to their collision. This makes a lot of sense actually, from our perspective at least, since we know we have been, I won't say repeating, but actually jumping timelines. And like we deduced before, this might not be the second timeline, but the 10th or 20th timeline for all we know.
It is just like the prophecy foretold.
ICL tis Pimeo, SMNS BR and Yale. Are you Sir Slag, Esserson, for and Beer? Simish life, just go. B4 Bureau, Idignum, Verb Gang, Gigi, no,
We are here for Rydell's meeting. He goes into the office and we wait outside for him. Mark there talks about how stuff with Nicole isn't going great, in which again Kath tells him to try and talk it out with her. Mark also asks Kath if everything is alright with her, and she says her popular phrase, same old, same old. We know what's up though. By the way, Rydell is struggling bad inside, finishes his meeting and yeah, he didn't get accepted. Kath and Mark then try to cheer him up again, but yeah, he just wants some time alone. It's an email from our dad. He is still holding on after all. We need to talk to him too, but... Everything is going bad this act. Mark and Nicole's relationship is falling apart. Luis is still very cold, and Vidal isn't getting anywhere with his movie. We then decide to watch the fireworks show with Kath.
It's a pretty night, huh?
It is.
Not a cloud in sight.
Yeah.
Perfect for the fireworks. I'm sorry.
For what?
Everything. I don't know. I just want us all to be happy.
It's starting.
We'll be alright, right?
Kathy,
Mark? What's wrong?
we have to go.
What?
He'll be here. We have to go now.
He? Who's he?
Your brother.
My brother? What's going on? Did you call him?
No,
Mark?
Kath, what are you hiding? Please.
Mark, I'm sorry.
It's Christmas Eve, and Kath is here with us. Kath wants us to go out with her, but Mark is not feeling it. It's awkward, and the tension is rising quickly between the two.
How are things anyway? Has anything gotten better?
No, not really. Dad couldn't come home, and he's still waiting to hear from Mom. I don't want to hurt him, but
But what?
letting him lie to himself for so long, that's already hurting him, right?
Right.
But I don't know what to do. How do you tell someone that?
I don't know, man.
I don't know how to talk to him. I don't know how to talk to anyone.
Anyone?
I haven't talked to Nicole yet. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
She lied to me.
I don't think she wanted to. Maybe she has her reasons.
I thought so too, but
Only one way to find out, right?
I guess... But now, it feels like I've waited too long.
It's never too long, right? I'm sure she still wants to talk.
What if I'm the one who doesn't?
Then you'll never know. You'll never know, and it'll keep hurting.
You really think talking will solve things?
Well, maybe not solve everything, but it'll help, right? You'll get to understand each other better.
Then what about you?
What about me?
Why won't you talk to us? To me?
Mark, it's different.
How is it so different? I want to understand you too. We want to.
There's nothing to be understood.
Kath.
Mark, I'm serious.
Stop lying!
You just won't listen to me!
I'm sick of everyone lying. Don't you trust me? Sorry. I'm so sorry, Kath.
Mark.
I'm sorry. Just get it right. It's not working. It's not. Of course it won't. Of course not. I don't know what to do. Mom, I wish you were here. Maybe you'd know how to talk to Nicole. Maybe you'd even know how to stop the disappearances, the memories. I don't know. I just want you here. I really don't know. I just want you here. Kath?
Merry Christmas, Mark.
You made this?
Sorry it's a bit sloppy. Burnt on the edges too. I don't really know how to make anything else. But it's Christmas, right?
You didn't have to do all this.
Mark, I owe you an apology.
No, Kath, I do.
Shut up because I mean it. You're right. I'm a big ol' hypocrite and I should have trusted you. You and Rydell, I should have trusted you guys from the start.
Kath.
It's not good at home. You might have guessed that I don't know. They're always yelling, always mad. At me mostly. It's bad. They don't like me very much. I'm noisy and disobedient and all. But it's okay, right? Who cares about them? I have you guys. Even if there's a lot of shitty things happening, I still have you guys.
Yeah, we have each other.
Maybe some carolers?
They don't usually ring the doorbell, do they?
Great. Whoever it is gets a front row seat to our blubbering mess.
It's not so bad. Come on.
Mary, Kathy, I didn't know you were here.
Looks like we had the same idea.
Then I'm glad you were here too. I wanted to apologize. And I know I was a jerk after that.
Shut up, Rydell.
There's nothing to apologize for.
You're our Rydell.
You're our Rydell.
Oh, you guys are you guys okay? Have you been crying?
Never mind that, dweeb. Tell us what you got there.
It got kind of mushed up on the way here.
It's perfect.
A fitting addition to our feast.
Hold on 1 second. Say,
Fuck you, Camping Studios.
What? I guess Mark transitioned. No, this is Luis, and we are playing as her right now. There are some stuff to interact with around the room here. The most important one is the drawing of Sophia and Luis. Sophia has been absent this entire act, so this is the first callback to her. We then get a letter sent to us under the door, and it's a rejection letter from University of Hampton. Considering what Luis is like, this is very devastating news for her. What? Damn, Mark became a lolly. This is Nicole when she was young. Nicole's mom. What? Sorry, I lost it for a moment there. Nicole's mom talked about someone not arriving. This is probably Jake. Nicole goes around to ask if the people around has seen a kid that looks like him, but everyone tells her no, they haven't seen someone like him. This is probably the day Jake disappeared. Can you stop moving around the circle? What the hell is going on anymore? Whatever. We are back to Mark in his old house. If you remember last act, Mark talked about his house getting renovated with new rooms and such. This is probably during that renovation. His dad is also here if you look closely at the clothes being hung here. While walking around the house, we heard something from the TV. The flight P111 has went missing. This is the day Maria disappeared. During that though, we hear someone outside, yelling that Kath has disappeared. We wake up. This is clearly very important, but again, I can't talk about it now. It's the day of the performance. Jessica, like last time, disappeared. Mark has been practicing, but this time without Nicole, so I don't know if he will do as good. We arrive at the club, sit down behind Kath, and is that a new booze? Mark knows now about her parents at least, but I don't know. She says she's gonna tell us about it later though. It's time for our performance. Nicole arrives a bit late, but this time she's already in the club, so it's all good. And now we get one of my favorite parts in the game. Mark and Nicole are speaking through the music. The world is cut off. It's only them, going back and forth. Mark plays soft, like he has the intensive to listen. And Nicole plays quick, like she's explaining something. And then they both go at it, like they are letting their feelings out through musical melodies. After the performance, they go up on the roof to congratulate each other. There, Mark and Nicole talk it out, and Nicole starts explaining everything.
Listen,
I just wanted to... Can I start?
Sure.
I just wanted to... I don't know. I know I pulled away all of a sudden. There's a lot going on, you know?
Yeah.
It's just... Why didn't you tell me about Kate? About everything?
Kate?
She told me about Jake.
Yeah, I didn't... I wanted to tell you. I was trying to. Jake is Kate's brother, yes. I'm guessing she told you why we aren't close anymore.
A little bit.
Losing Jake with no explanation. It was hard. It still is. I wanted some sort of closure. A letter, a note, anything. So I thought of going back. I didn't realize how dangerous the place was. She tried to stop me, and it didn't go well.
Nicole.
I was so set on finding something. And I put that before our friendship. I should have listened to her. I was going to tell you, Mark, but you didn't let me.
You could have told me before.
I wasn't ready. I didn't know what to say. I'm sorry. I wanted to apologize, you know, to Kate. I made her a scrapbook of our shared memories. But for some reason, I was scared. And then things started moving so quickly when we finally moved out of the evacuation center. I left it behind. I thought I was going to meet new friends anyway, you know, but I was wrong.
I'm sorry, Nicole. I should have just talked to you. I was scared too.
It's silly, but I wish I could go back. I wish I could still give it to Kate.
Do you know where you left it?
Yeah?
Do you think we can find it?
The scrapbook?
I was thinking maybe that way? Kate will hear you out.
I think it might be hard. I know where I left it, but I'm not sure if it's still there.
I'll help you.
You will?
Yeah, I'll go with you. Maybe we can fix this.
Yeah. Maybe.
While walking with Nicole, we run into Louise. She tells us that she has some new development on her theory. We go into the lab and the place is filled with papers, showing us how much research Louise has been doing. And this is where Louise reveals something crucial: the anomalies. The change of frequency and intensity seem to increase in certain places that were affected heavily by the ruling. Louise calls them hotspots, and of course, if you remember, Takai was one of the places affected by the ruling. This is an opportunity for Louise to test her theories to the max. And if you were to ask why these places specifically, well, the ruling itself is an anomaly. It happened out of nowhere. So these places do make sense to have these weird effects on them. But there are another reason. That will be revealed in the third act though. We're on the bus to Takai, and we get the best interaction in the game.
Good afternoon, Mark. If I remember correctly, you expressed interest in our magic umbrellas. Well, I thought I'd let you know they're currently on sale for 20% off.
Our? Who's our?
These are the colors in stock: Ravenous Red, Baby Blue, Obnoxious Orange, and High Cologne Pink.
What is High School Cologne Pink?
The sale ends today. You won't want to waste it, would you?
Sorry, I don't think I need a new umbrella right now.
But it isn't just any umbrella. It's a magic umbrella.
Uh-huh. What about it makes it magical anyway?
I'm glad you asked.
Throughout time, scientists have tried to make the perfect umbrella. What they lacked was the perfect formula. We have found it. We introduce you the magic umbrella. TMU for short. This umbrella doesn't just protect you from the rain. Through just a little bit of you can make this umbrella collect the droplets falling from the sky and shoot it at your mates as a tornado. Why would you want to do that exactly? I think you meant, why wouldn't you want to do that? While this umbrella can kill you and your whole species, you can be the most popular guy in your class. Buy now for the price of your soul. And at $20.99 of shipping. Thank you. After whatever this is, Mark asks Louise if she's alright, since she has been spacing out a lot, in which she says that she had this dream where she woke up in her bedroom and two things were off there. The kid's drawing. It was of her and Sophia, if you remember. Mark tells her that she should check up on her if she misses her. Louise is getting less and less colder the more we interact with her. And what the hell is this? Okay, you can calm down. Stop, please. Anyways, the second thing that was off was the rejection mail. The rejection never happened in the real world, since she is yet to apply. Louise then tells us that all of this, the anomalies, the double slit experiment, was all for her college. She wants to be accepted there. And that's why she is very cold to a lot of people, it seems. She thinks that friends will affect her performance in some way or another. So she stayed away from them. We arrive at the evacuation center. Louise goes ahead to set up her equipment and we go to the next floor to get the scrapbook. Nicole finds it and she starts regretting how everything turned out with Kate. She tells us what Kate already told us, that she wanted some closure. So she went back there despite Kate's warning. Nicole didn't know how well Mark would react if she told him that this was what she was hiding from him. While we are up there though, we hear Louise yelling, and an earthquake starts to happen. We go down there and she says that fluctuations is really starting to act up. The ruling is probably hitting again. And one by one, our team starts to disappear.
No!
Louise! What's going on?
Nicole! Louise? Nicole? What's happening?
This part with Louise happens after she read the letter. She is scared to tell them that she got rejected.
Are you ready? You're up next.
Mom, he's still not here.
Hun, it's... Maybe he's just not feeling well, right?
How do you know that?
I just know. I have this gut feeling. Hun, okay, I'll be frank. I'm sorry, but there's nothing we can do.
He said he'd be here.
I know, but you see, Nicole, that's life. Growing up, you'll learn that sometimes things work out and sometimes they don't. And when they don't, all we can do is play along. That's what you're about to do, right? Play. Good luck, hon. And Nick, you're not a young girl anymore. You're a big girl now, all right?
Hi, everyone. I have decided to play an original composition instead, if that's all right.
A continuation of Mark's dream. Rydell was the one yelling. Kath has disappeared and they can't find her anywhere. Mark mentions his mom, which leaves Rydell confused. We return back thankfully, but Nicole's scrapbook. Decision has to be made here. Either run away and forget about making up with Kate, or risk it.
Mark!
We return back again. Mark tries to mention his mom to Ryder, but he ain't having it. Kath is missing and they have to find her. But Rydell says something really interesting here. Mark didn't care about his mom coming back home. Why? We return back to the city, and Mark says something important here. The house that he was in that vision, he had never seen it before. I think it's good time to lay my theory here. What we saw was, of course, timelines, but it would be weird for the game to just randomly show us timelines that aren't really that important, or just a replica of the timeline we are in right now, with just a few differences. So these timelines we saw were just one timeline. Louise never got accepted into the university, Nicole lost her best friend before a performance, and Mark got informed of the missing flight through a TV news. Meaning what we saw right now might be the true timeline of the story. Anyways, Louise's mom comes and picks us up. There she asks her about her research, in which she says that she is working on it. She also tells her that she expects a lot from her, since her sisters also went to Hampton, so she wants her there too. We can see that Louise's mom is kind of putting a burden on Louise that she never really asked for. Louise is smart, but is that really the place she wants to go? To follow in her sister's footsteps?
Are you ready for this?
I don't know.
I'm here. Do you want to do this together?
Thank you, Mark. It'll help to have you there, but I want to talk to her myself.
Sure.
Okay, let's do this.
I didn't know what to expect. Is Kate going to understand? Is she even going to listen? Is she going to forgive Nicole? Is it even forgivable? But at least she's trying. She's been trying. In the end, Kath was right. Talking didn't make things worse, but I don't know if it made things better. There's so much that I can't control. What's going on in someone's head? Whether they'll take it well, or they won't. But at least we're trying. Even when it's hard. Even when there's still so much we don't know. All we can do is try.
Everything seems to be looking fine, I guess. Or not. It's prom night, and we are hot as ever. We go inside to talk to our friends, and then we meet up with Nicole, and then we go together to enjoy the music, but where is Kathy? We go outside and we see her there. We try to warn her about what's going to happen since Mark has a really bad feeling about today. She doesn't listen though, and she goes with her parents. Luis realizes that the fluctuations has increased again, so Mark decides to run after her. While Mark was running to try and reach Kath, Luis and Nicole were discussing the fluctuations. Luis and Nicole then decides to go after him. Remember my theory about the true timeline? This right here kinda confirms it. Mark here tells Maria how angry he is that she is leaving. Mark, from our current timeline though, doesn't remember this happening at all, which confirms that this might be the true timeline of the story. We get the same segment as last time, again, Maria telling Mark that there is a lot to learn, and he is still not there yet. And she also mentions something about it getting worse and worse. Guess we are not succeeding in this timeline too.
No, I have to. I don't have any other choice. Hey, Kath!
Another funeral, this time for Luis. His sister thanks us for being her friend and tells us that she will look more into these hotspots Luis was researching. More regrets, more trauma. Kathy is gone, and Luis is dead. We tried to talk to Mark's dad about Maria, again, trying to make him admit it, but yeah, he is still stuck, not wanting to move on. We also get the same segment as last time, with Rydell and Mark watching the movie together. This time Rydell is the one leaving Mark because he was frustrated with him. He didn't know how to explain what happened to Kath. But then Kath's brother comes in and sits next to us.
Mark, right?
Yeah?
I'm Andrew, Kath's brother. Was that Rydell I saw leaving?
Yeah, he needed a breather.
Listen, do you know what was going on with Kathy that night? You see, She ran out at that spotlight. Like, she couldn't. She was overwhelmed.
Yeah, 'cause she was afraid.
I know that, but my parents were being careful. They wanted to fix things.
Fix things? That easy?
Or at least to try. They just wanted to talk to her because she's been different lately.
They were mad at her?
At first, but then they began to worry more. They care about Kathy too, you know, in their own way.
Shit way of showing it.
Maybe. But they just really wanted to talk this time.
Why now?
I don't know. Things have just been tense. Different. Look, you don't know our family. I understand that she was apprehensive, but they just wanted to talk. I just don't know why she had to run out of the car. She kept looking at her phone. So I thought, you might know something.
Come on, come on.
Mark?
Nicole, good. I'm trying to observe the fluctuations. Maybe you can help me get...
How are they?
I don't know. Nothing's happening. There are no anomalies, nothing.
That's good, right? Luisa's study is getting more attention. Teenage prodigy broke the current model of quantum mechanics. Did you read about that? It's crazy. All of this suddenly feels more real. Her family is really proud of her. More than she could have imagined. I'm glad her work is getting the recognition it deserves.
It doesn't matter. She should be here for that.
But at least her work doesn't go to waste, right? More people can look into this now. And it's all thanks to her. It's a nice way of honoring her memory.
Her memory?
Yeah. Have you been at this all day? Have you eaten? Maybe you should take a break. At least sit with me for a second. Mark, what are you hoping for?
What if this is the key to getting them back?
Getting them back?
Kath disappeared. What if she's over there, in that alternate reality dream world, or whatever the hell it is? What if I can find her there, and Louise too?
Mark.
What if I can find them, Nicole?
What if it makes things worse? What if you can't come back?
I have to try.
Mark, it's too dangerous. They're gone.
If there's even a chance of getting them back, isn't that worth it?
I don't think that's...
What about Jake?
That's not...
Come on.
Mark, Jake is gone too. But I'm here. The piano club's here. You're here. I'd feel better with you too. I don't want to lose you too. My mom told me once. Growing up, you learn that sometimes things work out. And sometimes they don't. And when they don't, all we can do is play along. I wasn't paying any attention when she said that. I don't think I ever did. Until the past repeated itself, and it all happens again.
As you can see from the pillar that was dividing the camera into two, it's symbolism to Mark and Nicole's relationship. It's broken beyond repair. Mark has become obsessed with the fluctuations, and Nicole got hurt because of that, seeing him like that. I wasn't joking when I said this timeline is gonna be really bad.
And it all happens again.
But before that, we need to talk about what we learned this one. This act is all about communication and how to present your feelings to the people you love. Mark stopped talking to Nicole due to what he heard from Kate, and Nicole needed an opportunity to talk with Kate about everything and apologize for what happened. It's all about trying to understand one another and fix stuff that has been broken for a while. Kath went through this stuff with her parents too. They wanted to fix stuff with her, to communicate with each other and try to understand her. It's a beautiful message that still wasn't able to save Kath or Louise or anyone at that point. Anyways, now I want to talk about something that bothered me a lot this act. Louise, Rydell, and Kathy. Okay, get this. A smart, beautiful girl that is basically has the entire school wrapped around her finger. Not only that, but she is also dealing with a lot of expectations from her mother, and her sisters are prodigies. How many times have you seen that? And there is nothing wrong with being stereotypical, but it goes nowhere. It doesn't develop any more than just that. Why is Louise so cold? Because she cares about her studies and feels like friends will affect it. Why does she care about her studies? Because her mother expects her at the college her sister went to. But why did she open up to us? That goes against her principles after all. We didn't magically do anything to her. In fact, we were a nuisance. Maybe Louise doesn't actually want to go to that college and she just wants to do something else? But how the hell will I know? Her conversation with her sister got cut off after all. Louise might appear like she has some sort of substance instead of being the popular smart beauty, but she really doesn't. I swear, man, they couldn't make her more stereotypical than this. She is nothing more than the girl who gives us intel about the ruling and what's happening in the world, and this was one of the characters I was really excited to know more about from the start of the game, only to end up in disappointment. And you might say, oh yeah, there's another act coming up, so they might develop her more. No, she gets way worse. She is literally the biggest stuck-up asshole in the next act. She is straight up annoying. In the trash heap. Rydell. Oh, Rydell. Movie this, movie that. That's all you talk about. There hasn't been one single scene where he talked about his stupid movie. Is that all his character is about? By the way, I'm not even joking. Rydell's character is probably the worst in this game. He's just reduced to nothing but I am making a movie so I'm happy, and now I'm not making a movie so I'm sad. We didn't get more of his struggles, what is going on with his head. You could have literally just copied what Yusuke did in Persona 5, learning about the human heart and improving his art in the process. But that doesn't happen, does it? He just gets rejected a couple of times and then he gets accepted. He doesn't improve, he doesn't learn anything. And the last one, Kath. Her development and story was absolutely amazing during Act 1. She was probably my favorite character, but in Act 2 and Act 3, she is just a shell of her former self. Tell me, what did Kath ever do in this act? For someone that seemed as important as she is in Act 1, in Act 2 she feels like she's done, her arc is finished. She does provide a bit of conflict here and there, you know, when she started yelling at Mark and such. But I'm gonna be honest, this part would have been probably the same, if not better, if Nicole was the one yelling at Mark. She is the one being ignored after all. I'm sorry to say this, but Kath has nothing more to offer anymore. She is just a plot device, and by the way, this isn't only in Act 2. She actually gets done even dirtier in Act 3. She appears so little in Act 3, I almost forgot about her. Whatever, man. These are my critiques. Regardless, we have a horde to the story.
Hello everybody, how are you doing? It's very hot. Go check out these voice actors, they're absolutely amazing. And I'm sorry, like, this video isn't as great as the first one, since I know like Act 2 is not the best content in Until Then shows its flaws the most in Act 2. And that's what I realized when I started researching the stuff and looking through the characters and all of that. So yeah, I just wanted to have fun in this video a bit, since Act 3 is gonna be a lot of dialogue, a lot of memes and all of that. So yeah, go check out these voice actors, they are great. I love each single one of them. And yeah, I will see you later.